I am Miriam Smith Stevens, the brand paramedic, soul song conductor, breathing is truth. I've been
hitting rock bottom. Mind you, you have 2 master's degrees and an undergrad, and this didn't happen in your 20s or 30s where it's just easy to bounce back. It happened when you're in your 50s. And then right when you get on your feet, it happens again. Right before your 60th birthday. How do you transform from that? You need CPR. Like you do. You need CPR. You need music. You better find some laughter. How do you get to a space of a thankful revolution? What is that? In the midst of all this that I've gone through, I can find a thankful revolution? You're telling me I need to find some laughter? Man, after all the turmoil, chaos, and despair, and then turning around and doing it for a second time right before your 60th birthday? Man, you need Jesus. You do. Am I telling the truth?
You are.
So, Miriam Smith Stevens, she's a transformational speaker, a soul song conductor, and Pivot Minds creator. Your mess is not the end of your story, it's the beginning of your message for the ages. She helps you reignite your purpose. How many of us needed that? To have your purpose reignited. Or maybe you don't even know what your purpose is. How do we find out what our purpose is? Are we running from our purpose? Does our purpose always have to be on the big stage? Or is it sometimes really quiet but really loud in the background? You know? So when I tell you she is absolutely amazing, and I love that she helps you reignite your purpose. Miss Miriam Smith Stevens, your life these last few years give light to resilience. Somebody needs to hear this. They need this from the brand Paramedic. I said it. Giving us CPR for resuscitation. Thank you for wanting to share your continued journey and how a pivot can change our lives. Thank you for being on Ladies First. Thank you for offering us the transparency, because a lot of people, men and women, and this conversation just isn't for the women. So men, you stay tuned. Introduce yourself, because we have a whole lot to talk about, and we can talk for hours.
Cheryl, you just don't know. People, I am just so honored to speak with my new bestie, Cheryl. We have had a time, and my name is Miriam Smith Stevens, as she said, aka the quote-unquote brand paramedic and soul song conductor, but I'm just a person who's had, when life happens, when life shifts, now what do you do? Because I've said it. I'm like, okay, God, what? What now? And that's who I am. I'm just somebody that had to have these questions answered and get real with it, because life was not rosy. It was not what I woke up to be that fateful day in October, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But yeah, that's who I is. Just me here with you, just enjoying my girl, and really, we're just going to share our story, and hopefully it'll be a story that somebody can resonate with something of it, and you will have hope again. You will know that, hey, if she can get through this, I can too. Whether you're a male or a female, or don't know what, or other, it really doesn't matter, because we humans go through stuff. And I just wanted to share that with you, that you can make it too.
Yeah,
and your voice matters.
Absolutely. And so with that being said, we're just going to go back to the beginning of how all of this transpired for you to get to be where you are now, especially with this this thankful revolution? Because I definitely want to talk about that. I want to talk about just a pivot can make a change in your life. But let's go all the way back. Let's go back to the home invasion, because that was traumatic. And anyway, so let's just talk about how that happened.
Okay. 2008 in October, my son was away to my alma mater, Go Pirates, HBCU gal here at Hampton University. And he was a freshman, and I'm living in an apartment, and, you know, I'm going to sleep, think it's a typical day, evening, and I wear glasses. You all can't see me, but I'm severely nearsighted. So I fall asleep, glasses off, hanging off my face, TV staring at me, and then somehow I just woke up. And I don't know if you've ever had this little uneasiness, or maybe you thought it was a nightmare or something, but you wake up. And I woke up and I had to refocus. You know, you coming out of sleep, you wiping your eyes and trying to refocus. And then I put my glasses on because I had this eerie feeling. And there was a figure in my home. And I was like, wait a minute, am I dreaming still? No, I wasn't. There was this masked figure in my home. And so I called myself trying to run out to safety because I didn't know how this figure got in my home. And I got tackled. Tried to get out the front door, and I got tackled right back into my bedroom. Hit on the door, my glasses fly off across the room somewhere, and then I had to fight for my life. The assault began. The physical and sexual assault occurred. And I called myself trying to scream out for help, but that was an epic fail, Cheryl. Because what happened was the surrealness that, oh my God, this unmasked man is choking me, and he's not letting up. And I'm not able to breathe anymore. And my last thought was, God, this is what it means to die. I'm going to be dead. My son isn't not going to know. I'm going to be stinking up the home as a corpse. I mean, all of this is flashing through my mind real quick. You know, you got a little bit of time before you out. But that's what it is. And I said to my God, I said, God, I guess this is what it means to die. And then that's it. Now, I didn't travel to the depths of hell with some demon torment. And I didn't see the pearly gates through this lighted tunnel. Nah, I didn't see all of that. And I don't know how long I was out, Cheryl, but I was. While the man was still on me doing what he was doing. But I did wake up. Now, mind you, as I said, my glasses flew off when he tackled me. So I'm pressed up. He still has me pressed down doing what he's doing. And I thought, okay, God, I can't scream. Because if I scream, he may actually kill me this time. He may actually go through it. So I worked in a call center. And let me tell you, when you're desperate, when you're negotiating your life, you might get crazy, just like the crazy person in your face trying to kill you. You might have to get crazy. And that's exactly where I went quick. You talk about the power of pivot. I thought about working in a call center. I was a supervisor, and I would train my reps. You got to build rapport with the person on the other end, on the other phone. Now, y'all are listening, and we're building rapport, and that's how we do. When you're in a call center, you picking up the phone. You don't know who it is. They may call in agitated. Well, this crazy man was, you know, doing what he was doing. I said, I got to negotiate my life. You talk about one powerful pivot conversation. I figured if I kept talking, Cheryl, he's not going to choke me. So that's what I did. I don't know what I said, but I kept talking. And I remember one thing I said was, why are you doing this? You're a good person. Okay, this person has just sexually assaulted me and, you know, attacked me. And I'm talking to him like he's a good person. But people, when y'all are in a crucial situation, don't judge me. This is what got me out. This is what negotiated me out, so that I could live and live another day. And now 2008 is now what, 2025? Mm-hmm. God moved me through that by just having a conversation. And so that's what happened. So I got out of that, Cheryl. But the aftermath of hell happened.
That was just the beginning.
Yeah.
That was just the beginning of the chaos and turmoil that was to follow.
Yeah.
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 But prior to the home invasion, what was life like? What was your life like? You said your son had just left for college.
He was a freshman going to my alma mater. So he was at Hampton University as a freshman. I was still in a really almost six-figure income job. I was in a sales job with a telecommunications company, living a high life, doing well as a single parent, you know. I had some rough times prior to that, but we were finally getting on our feet. I had just bought my dream car. I got a Mazda, and it was all souped up, and I love music, as you know. So, I'm like living the high life, girl. I had it like souped up like a guy would with the great stereo system.
Yeah.
Yeah, please. Had my house all decked up. I was, having a ball.
Living life.
Living life.
With your career.
Living life. I've arrived. I went to school. At that time I hadn't got the other two masters, but I went to school and I'm doing it and I'm doing good. I'm going to be winning me some trips with this company, and they send you all over the place. I was doing good, getting some commissions, getting ready to get that six-figure income. Girl. And then life shift happens. Who wakes up in the morning to think this might be their last day? None of us. I've never thought of that before that day. So yeah, that's how my life was prior to the assault.
And it was literally just like an overnight after the home invasion and the assault and everything, and then everything just kind of transpired.
It shattered. Yeah.
After that, yeah.
I mean, I went through the therapies, and please don't negate getting what you need. There are medical people there for a reason. I did the therapies. I went through. I had the Christian counseling. I did what I thought I could. But girl, I was living at home, barricading myself with a butter knife. Like that's gonna help. And then I was like, I can't live like this guy. I can't. I was becoming a hermit, becoming a recluse, living in fear. Not living in peace. So I said, okay, after 3 months, I call myself healed. I said, I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to walk out my house. I'm going to go back to work. I'm going to do the darn thing. And I lived in a place where it's a tunnel. It's a peninsula and a south side. And I lived on the peninsula, and I had to go across the tunnel and drive my car across the tunnel across a bridge to get to the south side where I was working at the time.
Now, this is in Virginia.
Yep, okay. In Hampton Roads area. Y'all know it. The military people know. Peninsula and south side, y'all know. And so I called myself trying to go across that Hampton Roads Bridge tunnel. Now, I wasn't fully healed because I was still traumatized in some way, and I had to only listen to 2 songs to get me through the tunnel, so I wouldn't really take myself out and drive off the tunnel. And that was, I don't own the rights to these music, but Mary J. Blige, Just Fine helped me through, and Donald Lawrence, I Speak Life. I had to play them in the loop. I'm dating myself, but I had a CD player in the car, and I had them 2 songs on loop, girl. I burned my own CD and played them 2 songs on loop to get through.
Yeah. But I want people to understand what you just said. You thought you were healed, but realized you weren't healed. You just refused to become a hermit in your home and to live in fear. So traveling across this bridge every day that you had to for work, you relied on.
It was a challenge.
Yeah, because you literally said,
my fear.
That you didn't want to drive yourself off the bridge. So that's in your mind. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because you think about it, hey, I'm successful, all my people's in my family successful, now you feel like you damaged goods. You didn't cause this. You didn't invite this person in your home. And I really want people to hear this. You're not damaged. Because whatever happens to you, life will happen to you. Don't succumb to that stupid thought. Because it's negative thinking. It's a stupid thought that try to keep us down, keep us stuck, keep us thinking that, we're the damage that happened to us. Nah, we're not. We're just going through. We're passing through different phases, and your greater is in you. when you're stretched, we had this conversation before, we don't know what we are until we stretch. And I didn't know that I could get through this until this day, 2025, because I've been stretched.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, we went across the tunnel. I made it through every day. But, you know, things happened, the job changed, and I was let go. Okay, so here I am, 3 months after this assault, this sexual assault, this near-death experience, and I'm let go, and I'm like, okay. You know, you got unemployment for a minute, but then, you know, the months keep passing by. Mind you, my son had to return from school because I wasn't all good, and you know, freshman school wasn't his thing either. And so here we are living together, trying to heal through different things, and in the same place where the attack happened, and months continue to go through, and we have no more money. You know, the unemployment goes. Then, you know, the repossession of my car went.
Your dream car, your favorite car.
That was hard. I guess God has a sense of humor, because he knew if I was driving that thing right now, I'd be having so many tickets to pay back right now, because I am a lead foot. And so I would have been up and down terrorizing the highway. But that dream car was repossessed. I had never had a car repossessed in my life. That thing was humiliating. Mm-hmm. And then no more money. And then,
like,
girl,
literally no more money. We're not talking, okay, I got $300, $400, $500, $600, I got $1,000 in the bank.
You know, the little unemployment, and then you scrambling for cents and pennies. You trying to make it. All right. Then we get the eviction notice. Okay, so I go from living the high life, almost 6 figures, no more job, dream car repossessed, you know, the dwindling bank account, feeling like nothing now, and then the eviction notice to homelessness, because we did get evicted. All right. So what had happened to happen was an intervention, and I'm a woman of faith. So I'm going to tell you people out there who are people of faith, I got to a point where I couldn't even pray for myself. I was a woman of faith. I was a girl of faith. I was the faith girl. People would come to me. I would get a prayer through. I couldn't pray for myself. I had it. I had nothing left in me. I was drained. I was a walking zombie. If we were starring and casting roles, I would have been the head person. Mm-hmm. And it was sad. Now, I might be sounding all cheery, but it was not cheery, Cheryl. It was not a good place to be. Mm-hmm. You know, you're hopeless at this point. It's like, what can I do? So there had to be an intervention. My intervention was a cup of soup. Literally a cup of soup. One of them little styrofoam cups of soup. Because remember, we didn't have that much money left, so we found a few pennies, a few cents, and at that time, you could get a couple of coins together and get a cup of soup. We got a cup of soup.
Wait a minute, tell them where you were looking for coins. Like, seriously, like you said in the sofa.
Girl, you know it's your last-ditch effort when you look into the cushions of your sofa, underneath the sofa, and I'm going through the bottom of my purse, making sure there's no holes right down there, you know, at the very bottom that something could have slipped through. So I had my son find a little bit of change, and we got that cup of soup just enough to get it. And he microwaved it. Now, mind you, we're about to be evicted in a week when this incident happened. I had a cup of soup. I asked my son to pray for me when he brought me the soup, because, again, I was death warmed over. I'm in my bed, just depressed, suicidal, whatever you want to call it. I just was existing barely. And he looked at me, and he's a gamer, so normally he's in his own little world doing his game thing, but he looked at his mama and was like, yeah, she's serious about this situation. I need to do something, Lord. Now, I raised up a son in the fear of the Lord, so he has the power of prayer in him. So he did, and then the fit of laughter. Let me tell you about this. Sure. I'm holding this cup of soup, this little styrofoam, like, cents worth cup of soup. Maybe it was $1. I don't know how much it was, but it was not more than $1. And it's steaming up in my nose because you open up the little lid, you pour in the water, you put it in the microwave, and the little ramen noodles puff up, and you got the little dry peas and carrots, the little chicken packet that you season packet you put in, and that's it. So that's what I had, and I was holding it. You hold it, it's gonna puff up more. So I'm holding it. I asked my son, "Can you pray for me?" So one hand I'm holding a cup of soup, the other hand I'm holding his hand. And he's standing above me. I'm still in the same situation, the same place where the attack had occurred about a year and a half, almost 2 years to that date, that same place. And then he began to pray. And he was like, "Lord, please help my mama." I kid you not. Some scream came out of me. That same place where I screamed before and then I got choked was the same place I screamed in my bedroom, and I thanked the Lord for a cup of soup. I said, "Lord, thank you for this cup of soup." Girl, please. I interrupted my son thanking God for a cup of soup. He couldn't even get out of his mouth, "Lord, please help my mama." Before he got that sentence out of his mouth, I'm screaming. And I'm looking up at him. He's looking down at me like, "Really? You interrupted me playing my video games for you thanking God for a cup of soup?" I mean, you could have said that in your room and I could have still been playing video games. But let me tell you what broke. Remember I told you I still had the lingering death in me. I still had depression in me. I had no hope in me. And we were about to get evicted a week from that time. We started laughing so hard. Now, I know you've probably seen this meme on the internet where people are hitting each other. You don't get any sound out their mouth, but they're laughing so hard, tears rolling down their face, they're hitting each other, rolling around. That's the kind of laughter that came up in that place at that divine moment. And whatever the death that was in me, whatever the depression, suicide, the hopelessness, all of that was in me was broken. And it was not only for me, but broken for my entire household, for my son even. He finally saw his mama come back. His mama was able to come back to life. Yeah. And we laughed and laughed and laughed. Just because I thank God for a cup of soup. And so then at that strategic point, God was like, "Look, Miriam," because he be talking plain to me. He's like, "Look, I get it. I understand you feeling some kind of way. And I understand. I'm not empathetic to how you feeling. I just need you to go ahead and refocus. I need you to pivot your thought process, your mindset, your attitude, and just look at me and thank me regardless." I'm like, "Really? Thank you. Okay, I thanked you for the cup of soup. Is that enough?" No. I need you to thank me for everything, because I got you. I never left you or forsook you. And he didn't. When the enemy thought he had me and was going to kill me, God still stood in and was like, "Nope, you can't take her life." And he had a plan for me. It didn't look right. And you know my phrase, step up for the next. That open door was coming. And so, and then again, I always think God got a sense of humor, because why the next week we were evicted. So we were homeless. All my stuff I couldn't carry was out on the street. We didn't have a car to put nothing in. It was gone. I was like, years of living was gone. All the old was definitely passed away, and people could rummage through it. But we were homeless, but still God gave us a safe haven. He did find a family friend to help us sleep on their couch while we were transitioning through. And that's how the Thankful Revolution was born, because he said, regardless of what you're going through, you got to give me thanks. Gratitude does something. You even look it up scientifically. Gratitude changes your mindset, gives you adrenaline or the morphins or whatever it is scientifically that changes the inner workings of even your bodily functions. You start giving Thanksgiving. That's why a lot of people have gratitude journals, or you wake up with affirmations. It's just something about that when you start focusing off of yourself and on to a higher power. And in my case, it was God, who I believe in.
Yeah. Yeah. And then just what, almost a year and a half ago, 2024, what happens then, Miriam? Because, it's beautiful that now you can laugh about this, right? Because I would imagine you can look back when you didn't see God working, you can look back now and see the works of him. Because like you said, you could have been taken out. You could have been strangled to death, but God didn't do that. Yeah, he had a sense of humor when he said, oh, okay, I'm going to allow you to be able to find deep laughter to release all the depression and the despair and the suicidal thoughts and everything. But you know what? I'm going to have you evicted.
Right? Look, I was like, could you at least spare my car, God? I'm just saying. Well, anyway, so we go up and down. We had ebbs and flows. I'm not saying life was great. We did finally, find a place of our own, and I got a new job, a new position, and was doing great. And like I said, living in the military, I was able to get another dream job, starting to build back up and help in the healthcare community, help for my military people. And really, I was happy. I was regaining myself. And so right before my birthday in May 2024, as a lot of people are experiencing, I was let go.
Mm-hmm.
And
right before your birthday.
Yep. And girl, my birthday, I was 59 at the time. So here I am thinking, what in the world? Again, my famous question, okay, God, what next? Life shift has happened again. What in the world? And then my son's godmom is a minister, right? And she was like, girl, you ain't never going back to corporate life. I'm like, the devil is a liar. That's how we talk. We laughing at each other. But I was like, look, I got to get a job. Here I have got to start over again. I'm supposed to be going into retirement. What in the world is going on? I thought I paid my dues. So here I go. My little bit of 401 that I have, that 401k that I had left, I went ahead and took a leap of faith. And I'm still looking for a job, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this thing. Now, I had always been blogging. I had always had the Thankful Revolution blog. You can see it all over the place. I even went back to school, and that's how the brand Paramedic came about. So I got my 2 degrees. I had to use those as therapies to get through some of the other ups and downs that I experienced. And so the brand Paramedic was birthed, and the MS Stevens PR was birthed out of all of these journeys. And I was writing and blogging because I'm an avid writer and creating, but finally shaping a business. I'm thinking, can I do this? I thought I would be married or something. Now, I'm not seeking marriage, so y'all don't go out there trying to hook up a sister. I ain't looking for that.
I don't know.
But you know what? We had this conversation.
I don't know. Okay, go ahead.
But anyway, when I was little, when I was younger, because nobody, you got this dream and this vision of who you're going to be when you're little. I thought I would have a marriage ministry, a family ministry, a music ministry with my family, and we were going to be like the Winans or whoever. We going to have a family ministry, and it's going to be a marriage ministry and all of that. So, of course, that was the dream. But as I got older, life happened. And that's not how stuff turned out. I did get married, but no longer married. And so that's not how life turned out. So here we go. I start a business. Imagine that. I use all of my 401k. And I go and I get a business. And I have a uncle. My dad was a lawyer. He's since passed. But I have an uncle, his youngest brother, he's a lawyer, so he helped me start this business. And that's what we have, the Thankful Revolution Legacy Group, LLC. Started in October 10th, almost, another iconic October moment. Something going on with this 10th month in my life. And so I did that. And I launched coaching, but what I've really launched is my passion project, which is the Virtual Victory monthly parties and fireside chat. And every month we bring in conversations because I really believe people's voice matters. If anything in all of this, what was tried to be choked out of me didn't happen. And I believe for such a time as this, that I help people get voice activated. And case in point, we celebrated, my dear, a year anniversary in December of this year. And the first recipient of my charitable giving in December of 2024 was Bernadette White. Bernadette, if you're listening to it, I'm shouting you out. She's a single mama of 5. At the time, through health reasons, she became homeless again, transitioning and had to lost her vehicle, her only income, because she was an Uber driver, and because of her health situation, she lost that. She was going through and she had to live somewhere. So we were able to help her out and to at least stay in an extended stay for a moment. And a year later, after her tears, after her breakdown, after her wanting to just give up, she became voice activated because she was going towards hermit life too. And if you hear her story, which is on my YouTube channel, Miriam Smith Stevens, The Thankful Revolution, you can hear her story. And she talks about what happens when you become reconstructed after deconstruction. You have to show up for yourself. And that's what it spoke to me. So I went through all of that just to say I was there for Bernadette. 17 years later, I was there for her. Even regardless of all the mess I went through, I was there so that I could be a person to speak in her life and say, girl, you can do this. And now she wants to be there for other women. And she wants to start her own business. And she now moved into her home. She's moving into her new home on the 26th. Yes. She's working in healthcare now. She got her own vehicle and she's living her life. And that's what I'm here for.
Yeah. And so, Miriam, you've been through a lot. And even with your organization and even still dealing with, you know, things that everyday life, right? You were able to resuscitate somebody else that really needed it. Even when you didn't really have it to give, you made a way. Talk to us about this pivot mind step, this 5-step sacred protocol that shifts. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. See, when I had this Thankful Revolution, I started a CPR Plus Now. And I was like, it hits you first, it cuts you first. What's CPR? I deal in acronyms. And that's how I learned. So the lessons had to be learned on me first. That's why I'm so passionate about it. And you asked something, and I will go into answering your question. You said about your purpose. Your purpose is already in you. It's being revealed in you. And it's something that's already innate in you. It's what do you like to do? What can you stay up hours on end and forget eating and forget sleeping? It's that thing. You wake up. That thing is your purpose. So this thing is my purpose because now I found the joy back. What gives you joy? I didn't have joy before, my dear. I was a zombie. I was not happy. But I asked God, I want life and the life more abundant like you said I could have. And now I have that because I find joy in serving others and seeing others get resuscitated. So the C is crisis. We all have some kind of circumstance, some kind of challenge, some kind of crisis we may face someday in our life. What you gonna do? And that's a crossword as well. You go into your pivot. The Bone Thugs and the Hungry said the crossroad. Well, hey, we come into a pivot. Either you're gonna remain in that, like me. Either I was gonna stay stuck, wallowing, suicidal, depressed, just nothing, be a bum. Or in my own mind, not excited about anything, just a pity party, just that was me. Or I could pivot. I could have a soup moment, a fit of laughter, a prayer for my son, and I could determine with a new attitude, reframing my mind and pivoting my thoughts to something better, to something more grateful, gratitude, thanksgiving, and hope. And so you pivot. into what? A rebirth, your R. And that's where you renew your mind, you reclaim your voice, you resuscitate your life, your dreams. You rebound from a trauma, you rebound from the crisis. Because if you live long enough, I don't care how long you live, you're going to go through something. What are you going to do? You can rebound from, and then you can rewrite your story narrative. You don't have to remain that same chapter 1 version of yourself. You can come through your chapters and be the hero and walk in your hero's journey. And so then once you go through your CPR plus is my faith-filled foundation. I had to, I really believe the principle, even if you don't believe in the faith that I believe, this principle is universal. What you sow is what you reap. What you sow in your mouth, what you eat, is what you reap. What you sow in your mind is what you reap. Because what you think on, what you dwell on, is what you become. What you sow in your efforts in life is what you reap. And so that faith-filled principle of what I sowed into my life, into my environment, is what I began reaping. Now, I didn't want to remain in reaping and death and destruction. I wanted to get up out of that. And so that's where the new beginning is all of our witness. I have receipts, my dear, and you will have receipts. And that's the witness of your life. I have a Bernadette White, and you can have your own Bernadette White. You can have your own cup of soup moment. You can have your own moments where, hey, yeah, I might have been homeless, or yeah, they gave me a pink slip. I was in a government job for 35 years, and now you let me go and I can't have my retirement. Or, yeah, my ride or die spouse cheated on me. Or, unfortunately, and I've had this happen, same best friend that prayed for me, son was murdered. What do you do as a mother? What do you do? That's hard. What do you do when you have to face death? What do you do? I got another ride or die, my health and wellness coach, been twice diagnosed cancer. What do you do? And she's a health and wellness fitness person, had a healthy lifestyle, and got cancer twice. Breast cancer to do that. What do you do, beloved, when you go through these moments of life, when life shift happens? What are you made of? How do you get through your own CPR plus now moment? And so that's why I had the pivot mindset, because I realized that I had to pause for my cause. I had to pivot. I had to what am I going to do? We talked about being still. I had to get still. I had to pause. I had to really take an assessment. What am I doing? Where am I? And then I had to identify with some truth, saying, okay, beyond the emotion, because we're emotional beings. That's our soul, mind, will, and emotions. Beyond the emotions of it all, the emotions is not a bad thing, but beyond that, I have to identify what is the real reality of it. Okay, I'm let go, but what is my reality? I'm still able. I'm still breathing. I can do something. I can make a way. I won't have to remain stuck. I can call and get the unemployment for a moment. I can do something. There will be ways, but I have to have a forward movement. There is a process. You cannot wallow in your pity. So I had to identify what is the truth of the matter. And then I had to visualize myself as actually being the overcomer, as actually getting up, as actually losing the weight that I said I wanted to, as actually working again, or actually starting my business, regardless of the bumps and bruises, regardless of the people on the outside being the naysayers, saying you can't do, or even your own head, thinking, I don't have a degree in business. Just cut the noise out.
We get in our own way.
Yeah, just cut the noise. Just cut it out.
We can so get in our own way. Please. We don't even need the naysayers, because we're already in our own way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Remember, I told you I had to play music in my mind so that I could stop the loop of depression. You got to fill your mind with something else. That's why people do positive affirmation. But I play music, because music to me takes me to a different place. That's why I call myself also the soul song conductor, because it speaks to me. I can play a song to get me through, and that's what I do. And I've helped others in that. in that as well. So you visualize yourself successful, bouncing back, even though you may have to go through some potholes. Yeah, it's going to happen. Let's get real with it. Just because you said I do don't mean it's going to be great.
No, say that again. No. Say that one more again.
Just because you said I do does not mean it means I'm great or I got it good. Nah, you got to go through sometimes. Yeah. And so then once you be and visualize it, you get to the be open, beloved. There are opportunities. Okay, don't let your fear preclude your openness, your opportunities. Yeah, it would be a risk, but wow, the reward is so wonderful. Case in point, I started this journey, new business owner, and I needed a media. I've been trained in media, marketing, public relations, and new media journalism. I know the importance of getting your message out there. That's part of what I am. Be seen, be heard, be known, because why your tribe is waiting for you. That's part of my visibility strategy. So I needed to get out there. That's why you and I are having conversations, and others of us are having conversations, so that we can get our message out there, because our voice is necessary. Your story is necessary to be told. Well, I never win anything, girl. And our friend, LaWanna Bradford, had a raffle one day. LaWanna. Yes, I love you, LaWanna. She had a raffle that ending of 2024, right when I'm starting this business, right? And she was giving away a little small media package. I don't win things. I put stuff in the raffle. I'm just paying the ticket price. And she pulled the raffle out and she smiled. And in my heart of hearts, I said, she about to say my name. Because she did it live on Facebook. Girl, why she show the little piece of paper with my name on it, girl? Say my name, say my name. It was my name. Said Miriam Smith Stevens. And girl, I won a media package. That's why I got a commercial today. I'm in a magazine, Achieving magazine that the Shark Tank people are in. I got an elite interview like yourself interviewing me. I'm like, Lord. And it was a prayer. But you know what? It was beyond a prayer. It was because I was open for an opportunity. I didn't walk in fear. I said, I'm going to, instead of me always discounting myself because I don't win raffles, instead of me talking myself out, you know, that naysayer mess, I said, I'm going to put my name in the hat anyway. And girl, because I did, I bet on myself. I risked on myself. I got these opportunities. And girl, it's been launching for it ever since. And then finally, you go to your T. You are now able to turn the trajectory of your life. You do not have to have that same old gloomy, doomy story. You are now walking in the new beginnings is our witness. You have gotten the pivot. And that's what I'm talking about, girl. I'm so excited that other people, hopefully you can catch something in here. Even if it's just one thing. Because I share stories, and your story needs to be told. Because I need to hear it. Somebody else needs to hear it. Yes. Just because you might be, and you might still be in it. You might still be fighting for your life in abuse. Okay, I get that. I've been in there too. I get that. But you can make it. Be encouraged. Just take one step at a time.
Yeah, and breathe. And breathe.
One breath at a time.
Breathe, yeah.
One of my besties from Hampton University, in my journey, because I told you I love to write, she encouraged me to write. I wasn't going to write. That's why I can talk today, because I wrote it out. You know, yeah, I went through, and that was part of my therapy. And I wrote it out, and I'm a part of a book, ABOUND, the Kingdom Principle. Yeah, I am.
My God.
I am. Look, girl, I'm on page 151. Learning how to breathe again, just breathe. And it is a book anthology. And God taught me the theme, the key on here is that it is okay, first of all, not to be okay. Let me just say that.
Absolutely.
It is okay not to be okay. And then he told me, God gives grace for you to heal at your personal pace. And that is okay. Girl, don't let your family members, your friends who love you, tell you, girl, you should have been healed already. What? girl or man, you should, you can bounce back. Yeah, I can bounce back, but I'm going through right now. I'm feeling some kind of way right now. It's okay to not be okay. You can heal at your own pace.
Yeah.
And you will make it, though.
Yeah.
You will make it.
Yeah.
You do make it.
Yeah. And so, Miriam, for those that are listening that are wanting to reach out to you, is that possible?
Absolutely.
Okay, tell us how to do that.
So, as I said before, Shirley, you ain't know, but I'm gonna get you on my virtual victory party because you need to be there. I need to have you. We're having our next one, which will be the kickoff of January, girl. We're talking about repair and reap relationships series, and the message God has told me for 2026. Let's just fix it.
Love that.
We're just gonna fix it.
We're just gonna fix it. Yeah.
That's
so
it.
I am going to adopt that from you. Just fix it, because when you say that, it's nothing else. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Just fix it. Whatever it takes, just fix it. We're not going to wallow in it anymore because we've already done that. We're just going to fix it. And with that, I'm going to adopt that, and I'm going to add my principles to that. I love that.
So how can you reach me? Okay. My name is Miriam Smith Stevens. Miriam Smith, Smith, Stevens, Stevens. If you Google me, you should be able to find me, or you can find me under the Thankful, ThankFul, Revolution, ReVoulution.
Yes.
Going back to spelling class, the Thankful Revolution. Now, my email is for the business information, the @. Okay, it's long. Take a breath, guys. The Thankful Revolution Legacy Group, LLC.com. Yeah, I know. I went.
Okay. We're going to have her to say that one more time because there's someone driving. They're like, what the heck? I can't put it on my phone right now. And then you have someone running around the house
Miriam, please. It's like, Miriam, please. What in the world were you thinking, girl? Yeah, I know. Information the Thankful Revolution Legacy Group, LLC.com. Now, if you can think of and remember the Thankful Revolution Legacy Group, then that's my website, the Thankful Revolution LegacyGroup.com. Instagram @the Thankful Revolution. TikTok @the Thankful Revolution. Y'all who are young, I tried Snapchat. I'm an epic fail in that, so we don't have that no more. Facebook, I am a Facebook queen. Yeah, I'm old. I'm dating myself. But yeah, I am the Facebook, Miriam S. Stevens, or the Thankful Revolution. You put that in, you'll find me. And I just really would love people to go to my channel, my YouTube channel, because I've got tons of music and I'm always posting on a regular. And my YouTube channel is my name, @Miriam Smith Stevens. So just go there. And you go there, you can find me. I put my ways to find me all the time there. So @Miriam Smith Stevens. Yeah. I just, do you mind if we just say a prayer for everybody?
You know what? I'm for it. We literally have like a couple minutes left.
Okay.
So
we'll say it.
Yeah.
Father God, we just thank you. This theme that I have in my heart is beloved. I wish above all else that we prosper and be in good health, even as our soul, our mind, our will, our emotion, our total health and wellness prosper. This is my prayer for all of us listening, that in 2026, you will help us just fix it, and that we can prosper and be in good health in this place, in our space, on this earth, as is reflected in your heavenly kingdom. That's what I ask for, Lord Jesus. Amen.
Amen. I love that. I love that. I have so much more I want to talk to you about, but our time is like winding down. But I want to say that for anyone that's listening, share this with your daughters. Share this information with your daughters. My daughter is 22 years old, and when I tell you, I can remember my mom saying, I wish I would have worked on myself when I was younger. When I was younger, I didn't get it. Now that I'm older, I understand exactly what she said, what she meant, right? So now I am trying to, everything that I'm learning, working on myself, I'm sharing with my daughter. And at 22, she ain't really thinking about none of that. But what I do know is, it's in her head, and when she needs it, it's going to come to the forefront.
Be there.
You know, so when I'm having these conversations, you need to call your daughters and your nieces and your granddaughter, and we need to give them this information to help them, because life is not perfect. Yes, please.
And not only your daughters. I'm a boy mom. Our kings need to know who they are.
Exactly.
Be there for you guys. Men, step up. Be there. You are not a loss. We support you. So be pivoted to be unleashed into your purpose. That's it.
Yes, and I have a large male listenership, and of course my conversations are relatable for both men and women, and I've had to, I've had to add more male-driven conversations, and I've done that. So again, I am so thankful when the brothers show up, and they're like, sis, we need to talk about this. So these conversations that I'm having on Ladies First, they're not just for women. And even if it seems like it's more womanly talk, if you are a man, dealing with a woman, whether it's your wife, your girlfriend, your niece, your granddaughter, your daughter, you're going to learn something, because whatever we go through, I promise you, you go through it too. And with that being said, Miss Miriam.
Thank you, Miriam. I love you, Cheryl. Thank you for this time.
Thank you for your transparency. Thank you for the resuscitation, for the CPR. Thank you, because we need it. And I am so thankful for you and your transparency. And I find it so beautiful that now you're able to laugh through this, because it was no laughing matter. You were in it, but you've conquered it, and you're still conquering it when you can laugh about it and be open enough to want to share it. So I want to say thank you, and thank you. And I have another friend, you guys. Like, we're staying in contact.
That's right.
Yes.
Thank you. You enjoy yourselves, and thank you for having this platform. And people, stay tuned in, because Cheryl's got a heart for you, and she will bring the people you need to hear to help you through whatever you need to go through.
Yeah, for sure. You guys, thank you for tuning in to the conversation. Love y'all. You guys have a wonderful weekend. We will meet back here, same place, same time next week. KCEP FM 88.1 if you're here in Vegas. If not, download the KCEP app or stream online at power88lv.com. Cheryl Lightford on Facebook, or Ladies First on Instagram. Okay, love y'all. Bye.
Download the KCEP app and listen anytime, anywhere to Power 88, the People's Station.
I've been flat on the floor, counting cracks in the ceiling. Not the wins I scored, bills on the table, tears on the steering wheel. Stuck at the red light again. But my heartbeat said move, even when my hope felt thin. That little voice got loud, girl, this is where you begin. Every hit I took turned into rhythm in my chest. Every closed door, just a moment for a reset. When the world quit, I hear a different sound inside. I press my palms to my own heart and bring myself back to life. You can win, CPR is yours. Just pivot, turn that pain to more. When you're out of breath, reach deep again. I am saying you can win, CPR is yours. Hands up high, feel that joy restore. When the whole world spins, just pivot, baby. This is how your heart beats back again. They call me crazy, call me too much. Didn't see the crown in my carry-on luggage. I've been the last pick, overlooked, underpaid. Still I showed up, shining, made my own parade. I walked through fire in my Sunday dress. Learned to laugh with ashes on my chest. Now I'm dancing where the doubt once lived. Every scar on my body is a love letter I give. Every night yet was protection in disguise. Every broken plan made the room for me to rise. When the storm rolled in, I learned to talk back to the sky. Laid hands on my own dreams. Said, baby, we will not flatline. This is how you go. Can't die but a prayer to so baby, you can win. Hands up high, Lord restore. When the whole world spins, just give it, baby. This is how your heart beats back again. When life shifts, claim your ground when your hope can't find its sound. Yeah.
Feel that beat.
It's still around in the dark. You're not undone. You're the spark, you're the sun. Oh, turn